Alright guys, the title of this video is SGA flopped and fouled by De'Aaron Fox's spirit. It is muted or Adam Silver is going to send me to prison. Let's check it out though. If y'all didn't see this play, if you see down low, De'Aaron Fox makes no contact at all. If you want to make an argument, I guess he touched SGA's shorts, maybe. It's just not a foul, dude. He's not in his landing space. He doesn't make That's a great angle. He doesn't make any contact at all. And SGA just completely crumples and falls over. SGA falls over on a lot of his jumpers, and they did call a foul on this play. So it worked out for SGA. It's just not a playoff foul, dude. If I want to be on the SGA fan side of things, I'm going to try to make the argument. If you watch SGA's left knee, I guess De'Aaron Fox brushes his left knee if you want to try to make the argument on that side of things, but let's check it out again. This just isn't a foul, dude. SGA's landing space is right underneath him. De'Aaron Fox is not in his landing space. If you want to say he barely touched his shoe, I just don't see a foul on this play. Let's see one more time. It's just no contact, dude. De'Aaron Fox is off to the side of him. De'Aaron Fox sidesteps to be outside of SGA's landing space. And again, let's say I agree with you. Let's say there was contact down low. The contact doesn't warrant SGA kicking his feet out at the end and crumpling over and falling down just for no reason. And again, let's say I agree with you that it was a foul, which it wasn't. Let's pretend it was though. That doesn't that contact wouldn't make you just fall over like that and crumple up for no reason. Let me see one more time. Again, dude, I guess if you want to argue that he touched his left knee, but SGA was still the one that initiated that contact. If there was any contact, there's this is game 4. Spurs won game 4. Every single game so far in this series, you can pick out at least one or two different plays where SGA flops, and we can't really be surprised about it. Um, I try not to be an SGA hater. I am a Spurs fan, so you can say I'm an SGA hater. I wouldn't be mad about that. But let's just say that this is two teams. We're watching a let's say it's an NBA game. It is an NBA game. Let's say it's two teams. One team is wearing black jerseys, one team is wearing white jerseys, and we throw all our emotions out the window. None of us are fans of either one of these teams in this hypothetical. But again, let's say SGA has a white jersey on, Fox has a black jersey on, and you saw this happen. Again, no emotions. We're not fans of either team. This just is not a foul. I think most of us can agree on that. And people will say the SGA flopping stuff, it's just narrative based, and the media has run away with this narrative. We're all hyper fixated on SGA, and everyone's waiting to see if he flops or exaggerates contact. And on this play, again, I think we can all agree if we're not a fan of either one of these teams, if it's just one team with the black jersey, one team with the white jersey, I think most of us can agree that this wasn't a foul. And again, let's say it was a foul. If you're on that side of things, let's say the contact was there. The contact wasn't enough to knock SGA over. It wasn't enough contact to warrant him just crumpling up and falling over like he does a lot of the time, like he got shot by a shotgun or something like that. So again, SGA fans, he's a flopper. He's one of the best offensive players I've ever seen. I'm not going to take that away from him. All our friends that just say, oh, SGA sucks at basketball without the free throws, he would suck, which is just a bullshit narrative. That's not true at all. Let's say you took away all of SGA's free throws. He was scoring 8 points per game from the free throw line this season. He averaged 32. So we took those 8 points away. He's still averaging 24 points per game. And it's not like he's just never going to get fouled at all. Let's say you cut the free throws in half and he's getting 4 points per game from the free throw line. He's still averaging 28 points per game on 55% shooting, most of those shots being mid-range jumpers. Especially is amazing. He's one of the most efficient guards I've ever seen. He's one of the most efficient offensive players I've ever seen in my life, and he's also one of the worst floppers that I've ever seen in my life. I wish we could just meet in the middle. Again, being a Spurs fan, I love Manu Ginobili. If someone told me Manu Ginobili was a terrible flopper, I'd say, yes, sir, Ginobili was absolutely a terrible flopper. You can go through YouTube and show me a bunch of footage of Ginobili flopping. I'm not going to deny that he was a flopper. So that's my thing with certain OKC fans. Another thing I hate is when people say, Spurs fans this, Lakers fans that, Knicks fans all act like this just because they heard one fan say something. So OKC fans, they're all different people. They're not just one supercell and they all think exactly the same. I'm sure there are OKC fans out there that would admit SGA is a flopper and just say, hey, check out this ring, bro. We're coming for our second ring back to back. And SGA flops. Who cares? I always bring it up to Adam Silver. SGA does flop and exaggerate contact all the time. Just like on this play, there's all sorts of video evidence of it. So I don't get people denying all the video evidence they see. But let's say I'm hypothetically a Thunder fan. I'm trying to win a championship, dude. If flopping is going to get me 2 to 4 extra free throw attempts per game, again, it's not all 4 games of this series. You can point to 1 or 2 SGA flops every single game, and he consistently just flops game in and game out. It is what it is. But again, if I'm a Thunder fan, and SGA is my favorite player, and I know he can fall over on a jump shot like this where it's not a foul and get rewarded with 2 free throws, just like he did on this possession. And if I know that's going to give my team an advantage and give me a higher chance of winning the game, which gives me a higher chance of getting to the finals and winning another ring, which is the ultimate goal, then flop it up, bro. As a Spurs fan, Wemby has been adopting flopping a bit. He has been flopping a little bit out there. He's not really good at it, and he doesn't get the benefit of the call a lot of the time. So I always bring it up to Adam Silver, dude. There is a flopping penalty. A lot of people don't know about it. I've watched a lot of the playoff games. I haven't seen it get called one time. If you have seen it get called, please give me the example of it. But a lot of people don't know because it never gets called. There is a technical foul for flopping. This wasn't an egregious flop, I guess. It was still a flop. But let's say there's a horrible, just obviously egregious flop. The referees, they can look on the monitor and give that player a technical foul for the flop, and the opposing team gets rewarded with a technical free throw. But again, I've never seen it get called all playoffs long. They call it a non-unsportsmanlike technical foul. So basically, you could flop 10 times in one game. The officials can call all those flops. The opposing team gets rewarded with those 10 free throws, and you can just stay in the game and keep on playing. In my opinion, it should just be a normal technical foul. If you flop once, my team gets a free throw. If you flop twice, then peace out, bro. Come back next game when you're actually ready to play ethical basketball. Again, it all comes up to Adam Silver, in my opinion. If Adam Silver, just like the landing space foul, again, De'Aaron Fox was in SGA's landing space, in my opinion, on this play, but we've seen more landing space foul calls than ever before in NBA history this season. Adam Silver made that a giant point to not let players land in your landing space and get twisted ankles and stuff like that, like what happened to Kawhi in 2017 on that Zaza Pachulia play. The Zaza play was just obviously dirty. He stuck his foot out and intentionally got in his landing space. Um, and I get on those plays. We don't want anything like that to happen. But back to the point, Adam Silver made it a point for officials to make that a point of emphasis to watch out for those landing space fouls. And we've been seeing it get called more than ever. And players are really aware not to get into the landing space. If Adam Silver made it a point and told his officials to watch out for flopping and actually called these technical fouls for flops and penalized the players for it, we'd see players flopping a whole lot less. My point to it always is we'll see players again like Wemby. Wemby never flopped really his first 2 years. This year, he's getting hacked out there. We saw how Hartenstein was grabbing him and pushing and shoving him and things like that. I'm not mad about that. I don't think that's really dirty. The Hartenstein play where he grabbed Castle's hair, if y'all remember, I thought that was a really dirty play, and that was pretty dangerous. You could injure someone's neck like that. But as far as Hartenstein grabbing and pulling Wemby's arm and stuff like that, it's the playoffs. I do think those are all fouls, and at least half of them should be called. It was pretty egregious in game two. But again, you're just playing physical. You're trying to give your team an advantage to win the game. And I'm not really mad about that physicality from Hartenstein. But that's why Wemby starting to flop a little bit. Just like Nikola Jokic, he used to never flop. And then he adopted flopping. And unfortunately, he gets rewarded for it. And he gets the free throw line. And gets the foul calls that he thought he should have been getting, or the foul calls that he should have been getting, because he is getting fouled, but he won't exaggerate the contact. So now when Jokic does get fouled, a lot of the times he will exaggerate the contact and will get those free throws that he should have gotten just in the first place without the flopping. So that's what'll frustrate me. Now we're seeing Wemby start to flop a little bit. If the officials were just calling the fouls, we wouldn't see Wemby flopping. SGA used to not flop. If you watch like his rookie year, his second year, he wouldn't flop. And then he adopted it, and he's getting all sorts of free throws due to his flops. There's some 6 or 7 year old kid in his driveway right now. All sorts of 6 or 7 year old kids in their driveway. SGA's their favorite player, and they're at home practicing flopping. Their dream is to make it to the NBA. Some of those kids are going to make it to the NBA. They're going to come in as rookies and have an entire flopping bag coming in as rookies. Wembanyama is going to keep flopping more and more if he's not getting the calls that he should have been getting without flopping. So that's really what I don't like about it. Adam Silver should make it a point of emphasis for his officials to actually make those calls, because it's just bad. It's just bad for the future of the game, in my opinion. People people hate on SGA. The Spurs fans were out there, flopper, flopper, just hitting the flopper chant on him. And again, SGA fans will say it's narrative based. There is a huge narrative behind SGA's flopping at this point, but the reason the narrative got started was because SGA continuously flops again and again and again. So it's not like it's a false narrative, or a narrative that was just made up for no reason. It's because SGA flops again and again and keeps getting rewarded for it. Thunder fans will say you're just hating on SGA because he's the best player in the NBA. I agree with you. It's him or Wemby. I'd probably say Wemby as a Spurs fan, but SGA probably is the best player in the NBA. So people are just saying, "Oh, we're just hating because he's the best player. He's a back-to-back MVP." Again, Shai's an incredible player, one of the best offensive players I've ever seen in my whole life. He still would be that without the free throws. So I'm not on that side of things. I don't agree with people that say SGA sucks without the free throws. He wouldn't be shit out there, because that just isn't true at all. But again, just kind of for the future of the game, the flopping's bad. Like I said, there's kids probably practicing flopping right now so they can come into the NBA and draw these kinds of free throws. But it's not like a fiction narrative. It's because SGA flops again and again, and now people are hyper fixated on him flopping, and then he does flop again, and then there's footage like this all over the internet of him flopping. When Again, if you're on the side of things, people are hating on SGA because he's the best player in the world. I'm sure there's some truth to that, but when LeBron, Kobe, Nikola Jokic, Tim Duncan, if you want to say Steph Curry, if you want to say Joel Embiid was one of the best, no, that's not true. They would chant it for Joel Embiid. But LeBron, Duncan, Kobe, Steph Curry, all these awesome players, when they were the best player in the world, they would never go to the free throw line and have an entire stadium chanting flopper, flopper, flopper. They would do that for Embiid, they would do that for Harden, and they would do that because they're notorious floppers, just like SGA is a notorious flopper. So that's my thing with certain OKC fans. I made the point earlier in the video. I love the Spurs. I'm a huge Ginobili fan, and Ginobili was a horrible flopper. If you show me video evidence, just like I did in this video, of Ginobili flopping, I'm not going to say, oh, that wasn't a flop, bro. You just don't know ball. You don't know ball. You're just a hater. I'll just tell you, yeah, that was a flop from Ginobili. Ginobili would notoriously flop throughout his career, and check out these 5 rings, bro. I wish certain OKC fans could just say, yes, SGA is a flopper, and we're going for these back-to-back rings. That's my boy. That's the back-to-back MVP. SGA flops, and who cares? Check out these 2 rings if OKC can go back-to-back. So that's where I'm at with it. Just admit the man's a flopper. It's all good. He's still an amazing player. And then moving up, like I was saying, Adam Silver should have the officials actually call these flopping penalties, and it wouldn't be hard to get flopping out of the game for the most part if Adam Silver would just emphasize those technical fouls on the flops. But please like and subscribe. I'm trying to hit 7 million subscribers. Let me know what you think about SGA. If you think he is or isn't a flopper, he just is a flopper, dude. There's so much video evidence of it. I don't get how people could deny that he's a flopper, and I also can't get how people deny that he's one of the best offensive players we've ever seen. But like the video, hate the video, tell your friends, do something to it, and we'll see y'all next time.